Alright, hello everyone. My name is Caitlin Jurgens, and I'm here to give you a speech about why masks work. So masks, they're safe for most everyone to wear during this time, and the more people that wear them and follow other safety suggestions and guidelines, the more lives that will be saved. However, there's still a lot of confusion and misconceptions around wearing a mask and the risks of infection. A lot of people ask, well, how are masks effective and how do they work? The three things that I want to talk to you about is how wearing a mask can help reduce the spread of infection between yourselves and others. I also want to talk on how a lot of people believe that wearing masks cause oxygen deprivation, and that's why they don't wear them. But this is a common misconception that has been disproved. The last thing I want to talk to you about is how we have a long recorded history of wearing masks when there's been pandemic or plague outbreaks. So, the question is, how are they effective? So wearing a mask does reduce the spread of viral particles between individuals. Glenn Cohen and his colleagues and also the CDC have reported that masks limit exposure to viruses because masks offer a kind of filtration through the varying thread counts that these masks have. These thread counts are what prevents viral particles from getting to you and also being let out into the environment. The CDC also posted a study where they had two hairstylists who tested positive for COVID, and they interacted with about 140 clients, and them and these clients were all wearing masks, and they interacted with them for about 15 minutes each, and afterwards 67 of those clients who consented to an interview also reported that they didn't end up developing any infections or didn't test positive for COVID. So through this, they were able to conclude that wearing a mask does reduce the spread of viral particles between individuals. A lot of people will also say that they don't work because it makes it harder for me to breathe. Like, it makes my oxygen levels lower, and it's difficult to breathe with them. And so the big question is, do masks cause oxygen deprivation? The American Lung Association has stated that masks absolutely do not lower oxygen levels. This is because when masks were made, they were made with the intent of being breathable yet protective. The American Lung Association also states that doctors and others in the medical field wear masks all the time in hospitals for hours on end, even without a pandemic, and that these masks have no direct effect on their body's oxygen levels. And you often hear that some people say that they are completely healthy and they don't need to wear a mask. Well, regardless of this fact, there's a history of wearing masks during pandemics and plague outbreaks. It first started in 1905 with Dr. Alice Hamilton. She published a study that highly suggested the usage of masks after proving that during surgeries, surgeons were passing harmful bacteria to their patients through basic actions of just breathing and talking. However, the use of masks didn't become commonplace until 1910, where the Museum of Healthcare has posted that during this time in China there was an outbreak of pneumonic plague, and Chinese doctor Wu Lente first developed masks to be worn by medical professionals and the general public to limit the spread of infections and the spread of this infectious airborne disease. With the health benefits that masks offer, you can conclude that masks do in fact work. to summarize, I hope I was able to convince you that wearing masks does reduce the rate of infection between you and others, and that masks don't cause oxygen deprivation. And also, next time you consider not wearing a mask, you think about the long history we've had with wearing masks during large plague and pandemic outbreaks. So wearing your mask can quite literally save hundreds of people that you interact with daily. I hope I was able to convince you that masks serve a purpose and serve it well, and please wear a mask. If not for you, then for the ones that you love and that you hold dear. Thank you. Okay.